Live from KSAT 12, the News at Noon starts right now.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for the News at Noon. And we start with a story that's definitely hitting close to home for you, Erica, and also Mia. People in Floresville are trying to pick up the pieces after an explosion. That was some crazy video. This explosion leveling one home and damaging others.
Yeah, according to the city, a fiber optic crew hit a gas line, triggering that explosion yesterday. Now, Katrina Weber is live in Floresville where the cleanup continues. Thankfully, Katrina, no one was hurt, but how are people dealing with the damage?
I think stunned is a good way to describe how many people are feeling here. Now, a lot of them left their homes yesterday ahead of the explosion when that gas leak first started. And so this morning they've been coming back and getting their first look at the effects of it. Now, here in the middle of 8th Street near 9th is where it took the heaviest toll. What used to be one home is now in ruins, others around it showing the scars, broken and boarded up windows, and there's scattered debris throughout the streets. Now, according to statements from both the city of Floresville and a company called Rise Broadband, a crew installing fiber optic lines hit an underground gas line around 2 yesterday afternoon. That then led to the explosion. And no one was hurt, but some people here told me that they got the scare of their lives.
For my friend, because she lost her house. She had lost her husband not even a year, and now she lost her house.
Now, a number of agencies and investigators are out here today, including Centerpoint Energy, trying to make repairs and understand exactly what went wrong. In the meantime, this area near 9th and 8th Streets is off limits to most other people. Now, people here, although they've boarded up their windows, it doesn't seem that anyone is in the repair phase just yet. We understand that the community is working to come up with a way to help the woman whose house was flattened by this explosion. And as soon as we get that information, we'll be sure to pass it on to you. Reporting live in Floresville, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News. Back to you, RJ and Erica.
Hey, Katrina, I had a quick question. I've been noticing on social media from friends who live in that area. They're asking who is going to be held responsible. Is it going to be the fiber optic crew, the city, or Centerpoint for helping this woman in rebuilding her home and all the loss she has lost?
Yeah, I think that is the $100,000 question, if you will. Who is responsible? Who's going to pay for this? It's a bit early to know the answer to that question just yet. Now, Rise Broadband, the company that apparently was over the installation or perhaps had a contractor working here, they did issue a statement in which they said that they're cooperating fully in the investigation. And I believe it'll be after that point that that decision is made who will help the people here who have damage.
Very much, Katrina, and we will continue to follow that story there. We want to catch you up on a story from earlier this morning. A man says that he was shot while driving his car through a neighborhood. Now,
SAPD says this incident happened around 2:45 last night on the west side. Now, officers say that when they got there, they found a man lying on the ground with a gunshot wound. They also found the man's car filled with multiple bullet holes. Police say the man told them he was driving in the area of Chupadera Street and Torreon Street when he came upon 4 people in dark clothing who started shooting at one another. He says he was caught in the crossfire before speeding away. The man was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the investigation into this case is ongoing.
And we have more details today about a crash in the downtown area between 2 vehicles that ended with 2 people trapped inside their car overnight. We're now learning that a pedestrian was also hurt in that crash. This crash happening around 9:30 last night at the intersection of West Cesar Chavez and Pecos La Trinidad. San Antonio police say that 2 vehicles collided in the intersection and one rolled over. You see that video there. While the person in a wheelchair was hit by one of the cars during this crash, but was treated on the scene and then later released. Firefighters freed the trapped driver and passenger inside, and both were taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
Today, we're continuing our coverage of a capital murder trial at the Bexar County Courthouse. The case is over a man who was killed at a hookah lounge 2 years ago. Takai Michael was robbed and murdered outside the Blow Hookah Lounge off Eisenhower Road in May 2022. Jonathan Tijerina is the only one of the 6 co-defendants that's going on trial. He is facing life in prison if found guilty.
This defendant and a group of 5 other men who were all well armed approached that vehicle at different times. Also, they saw Jonathan Tijerina with a handgun. Okay, but you're never going to see that handgun in the video.
Now, the other men involved have all taken plea deals in this case.
And we want to update you on a story that we told you about yesterday on the news at noon. This is the execution of a Texas man that was actually delayed just 20 minutes before he was set to die by lethal injection. And this is actually not the first time that this has happened. Ruben Gutierrez was set to be executed last night. He was charged with a deadly stabbing of an 85-year-old woman in her home. Gutierrez has long sought DNA testing in this case, claiming that it would help prove that he was not responsible for that death all the way back in 1998 in Brownsville, where prosecutors say that the murder was part of an attempt to steal more than $600,000 that the woman had hidden in her home. But the Supreme Court yesterday granted a stay of execution pending a lower court ruling regarding his arguments over that DNA testing, and it's now unclear how long that delay will last.
This morning, the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is challenging you to step up. That's because blood donations are lower in the summer. Mayor Ron Ehrenberg says the goal of the 5 million in 50 challenge is getting 5 million people to donate in 50 days, ending on September 4th.
The blood bank here in our community has been on the front page of every effort we have made to the save lives of this community over the last several years. And so this is doable. It requires all of us to be committed. There's not a more important time to be committed than right now.
We have all the ways you can donate right now on KSAT.com.
All right, you may have heard some of this earlier this morning, some loud noises around Loop 410 and Pleasanton Road on the south and southwest side. Well, that happened today. So don't be alarmed. The San Antonio Police Bomb Unit is training with live explosives at their headquarters there. So if you heard any loud explosions, don't worry. It's just the bomb squad training for real life situations, and they hope to be wrapped up within the next hour at 1 o'clock.
Taking a live look now at live cam. It is going to be another hot day, but
Sticky, sweaty,
there is some rain.
Sauna-y.
It kind of hopefully rain in the horizon, right, Mia?
In the forecast, yes, on the horizon, more so as we look ahead to your Thursday. Rain chances return, and maybe even better rain chances in the forecast looking ahead to early next week. So that's at least good news to look forward to. Until then, though, as Erica mentioned, it is going to be another toasty one out there this afternoon. We have some sunshine in place, a few passing clouds providing some of us with a little bit of shade. Temperatures are in the 80s for places like New Braunfels, Bernie, and Kerrville. Already up to 91 degrees, though, for any lunchtime plans here in San Antonio. With more sunshine expected at times into this afternoon, take a look at how high temperatures respond. Right now, forecast high around 99 degrees, so nearing 100, feeling a few degrees hotter whenever you do factor in the humidity. Most of us are dry today, but again, that is expected to change for some into tomorrow. So tonight, what's going to happen? A weak cool front's going to move into the Lone Star State. That could be just enough to help spark some hit or miss showers and storms throughout the day tomorrow. And then, yes, rain chances potentially looking even better into early next week. We're going to time out all those details, get you the latest version of your Futurecast coming up in just a few, guys.
All right, thank you very much. We're looking forward to that. Well, coming up in sports, the Caitlin Clark Tour stops in North Texas, and KSAT 12 Sports will be there. We'll also get to check in with the pride of the East Central Hornets, Melissa Smith, and the Indiana Fever.
Are you good at stretching your dollars by buying in bulk? After the break, our Ivan Herrera will tell you what you might be missing.
Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Wednesday on KSAT News at Noon. Well, many of us, I don't know if this includes you, Erica.
My husband will say no.
Ourselves as savvy shoppers. Yeah, I don't know about this, but we are always looking for ways to snag a bargain and get the best value for our money. But are we using all the tips and tricks that are out there?
I have to listen up. So as Ivan Herrera reports, there's a simple but often overlooked tool that can help you save big bucks while shopping online and in stores.
Have you ever found yourself in a grocery store aisle wondering if that giant jar of pickles is a better deal than the smaller one? So how do you choose?
I don't want to look at prices.
I just always buy the same size.
That's where unit pricing comes in. It can help you determine whether buying bigger or smaller, name brand or generic, is better.
Unit pricing isn't a new concept, but you'd be surprised how many consumers overlook this basic money-saving tool.
The unit price is essentially just what it sounds like, the price per unit of an item, whether it's in ounces, pounds, or any other measurement, rather than the total cost. Here's the price of this bottle of ketchup, and this is the price you'd pay for the larger size. Comparing unit prices tells you which one is a better deal. Just be sure you're comparing, say, ounces to ounces. If you need help converting items to the same unit, you can search online for a unit pricing calculator to make it easier, or
If a unit price isn't listed, simply divide the cost of the item by the number of units.
keep in mind that paying a slightly higher unit price for a smaller size might sometimes be more economical if it's an item that you don't use often and will end up throwing away.
Unit pricing helps you see beyond the price on the tag to know the actual cost of your purchases.
Bottom line, a little label and price tag sleuthing, along with some simple math, can really add up and give your household budget some much-needed relief. Ivan Herrera, KSAT 12 News.
I've been taking notes.
Yeah,
Downloading
definitely.
apps.
Yeah, Ivan giving us the download there. I never really thought about that. Looking at the unit price, I know that when you buy in bulk, you usually get more bang for your buck. But that's a good way to sort of break it down.
Yeah, break it down. Buy bigger then.
Just buy more, buy bigger.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, the other day I freaked out because some watermelon that I bought went up like 15 cents. I was like, what is going on here?
Well, watermelon season's ending.
Well, there you go. Maybe.
I noticed that
a lot of people are enjoying it out in the heat.
You notice that with the strawberries too, yeah.
At some point, in the year when strawberry season starts to end, you see the price, and you're like, what? That's not what I paid for strawberries a couple of months ago. It's just a sign of the times. Yeah, sign of the times. You know what also the sign of the times is? Plenty of sunshine out there and more heat this afternoon. That is exactly what we're going to find this Wednesday. Quick look at the aquifer level for today, down 0.2 of a foot at 629.9. A busy pollen count, molds, pigweed, fall elm, and grass all present. But here's the good news. They are all low. We do have some rain chances to talk about in the forecast. We're going to get to those details after this.
All right, welcome back here, and we're about to check in with our friends over at SA Live.
Oh, they're always doing something fun over there.
They always have something fun going on. I saw the crew out here earlier in the newsroom. I think this is for something later on, but we'll go ahead and check in with Jen and Fiona right now out there at Market Square. Guys?
I think you're talking about the workout, RJ?
I did see that earlier too, yes. The mobile workout.
We did that. Now we're here. Now we're talking food. Okay, yes. You've seen what's been trending. I know.
We got the workout.
A variety, right? But you guys have probably seen this, that the Spurs Culinary Residency Program, they're offering it up to different restaurants to submit applications. I think they're going to pick 12. So our question today, who would you like to see there? Serving food?
Which restaurant would you like to see
I
at
will
Frost
say
Bank Center?
a San Antonio classic. I know they have, Whataburger, but what about Burger Boy?
Oh,
that's a good one, Erica.
Burger Boy, yeah.
Yes.
Suggestion.
I was, like Pete's Tacos.
Yeah.
That's not a bad spot.
Yes.
I always love breakfast tacos, so that's just a go-to for me.
Making me hungry.
You know what, though? I will say I really, really like the food at places like Liberty Bar over there on South Alamo.
Good.
Yeah, that's a
See,
good
some
spot.
of like those smaller,
give us some
San
love, the
Antonio
smaller ones.
businesses
Yes.
will be really awesome.
Yes. Speaking of, we got Barrio Dogs on the show today.
It is National
Yes.
Hot Dog Day,
Yes.
so wait till you see these incredible creations and Barrio fries, right? That it's just a mound?
Yes, they call it
fries with-
Chicano comfort food, guys. I hope I have your attention now. Stick
I'm all
around.
about that.
Yes.
I've
All
eaten
right.
there, actually,
You have?
yes.
Oh, you have?
That's pretty good.
RJ.
Yeah, they definitely do it up big there, the hot dogs.
He's always in the know,
Buddy,
right? RJ?
RJ's
know all
always
the cool
knows.
spots. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just opened in Southtown, and definitely they take in consideration all like the different Mexican-American, Chicano flavors and stuff. So they come up with some interesting concepts there.
to try
Barrio
it.
Dogs. Yeah.
Oh,
Shout
put it
out
on
to
the
them.
list.
Yeah, definitely.
Mia, do you have like a place that you think would be great to be there?
If I had to choose just right off the bat, because I know they have burgers, I know that La Gloria's in there too, right?
Yes,
I
they are.
think Pizza Classics or something like that.
Oh,
like
yeah.
a good pizza.
Pizza's always a good option
Some kind of
for a game.
situation.
Just like where you could get like a slice.
Yeah, just get a quick slice, maybe a calzone if you want to get a little
there we
fancy.
go.
Now you're thinking, Mia. Now you got it.
Just say now we have
We just made the menu for them.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And now we're all starving.
Yes.
So, anyways, yeah, love me some good pizza. Let's talk about rain. We also also love a good amount of rain as well, and especially considering that it's mid-July. Sometimes that's hard to come by for this time of year. That is going to be the case today. You can see as we take a look outside, satellite and radar, not a whole lot going on in terms of the radar, but we do have some clouds passing by here and there. Take a look up to the north, though. An area of low pressure is starting to drop into the state of Texas. It has a weak cool front attached to it. There's some more scattered rain pushing across portions of the Midwest, even stretching down to the Arkansas area. Temperatures behind it a little bit cooler. 73 degrees right now in Oklahoma City, 77 in Little Rock. It's 81 this lunchtime hour in Amarillo. Meanwhile, we're sitting 10 degrees above that at 91 here in San Antonio. This front is essentially going to work its way farther off to the south over the next 24 hours. It approaches the hill country overnight. So notice as we sleep by about 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning for places like Kerrville, Fredericksburg, maybe even Bernie, Sisterdale, stretching up to Austin. A few showers will be possible. That looks to fizzle before it makes it here to San Antonio. But then into Thursday, with that boundary in place, combine that with the moisture, the daytime heat, will call for about a 30 to 40% potential for some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms to develop off to the north throughout the morning. By lunchtime, they start pushing their way farther off to the south, and that will continue to be the theme into Thursday afternoon. So it's not going to be for everybody tomorrow, but generally through sunset, know if you do tap into a quick shower or storm, some pockets of heavy rainfall will be possible, perhaps some gusty winds and also a little bit of lightning. Don't get locked in on exact totals in exact locations here, but your futurecast just does go to show that if you do find a quick shower or storm, upwards of a quarter to even half of an inch will be possible. And if you localize locations, maybe some higher totals, but for some, we may not see anything by the time all is said and done. So it is going to be pretty hit or miss in nature for tomorrow. After that, pretty isolated Friday and into Saturday, but then even better rain chances return to the forecast into early next week. That's looking like a possibility, and this is the reason why. We've got an area of high pressure in place off to our west right now near the Four Corners region. That's going to continue to shift west, closing in on the west coastline into early next week. And as that happens, it makes just enough room for an area of low pressure to then work into the central plains. If we do find better rounds of rain and thunderstorms, specifically Monday through Wednesday of next week, that also could contribute to some below average temperatures with highs in the low 90s into early next week, specifically by Monday and Tuesday. So that's something we will be looking forward to as well. Again, until then, it is still going to be hot out there this afternoon, partly cloudy skies and a high temperature right near 100 degrees. Still plenty to talk about in the next half hour, especially when it comes to rainfall statistics, temperature stats from where we were last year at this time compared to now. So we'll get you all those details coming up closer to about 12:45.
It's just good to say rainfall.
I know. Look, seeing all those days with the percentage is pretty awesome.
It's definitely optimistic.
Yes, good to see that. All right, coming up next in sports, the Major League All-Star Game featured some local talent. We'll tell you how a former New Braunfels Unicorn did in his All-Star debut for the American League squad. That is coming up right after the break.
The Summer Spurs in action as Coach Kenny Trevino and the team played last night against the Pelicans, looking to stay undefeated in Las Vegas Summer League tournament.
Yeah, Coach looking pretty good in that polo there. Well, they're having a good time out there in Vegas despite no Stephon Castle, who is out with a wrist injury. Second-round draft pick Harrison Ingram has stepped up without Castle in the lineup. Ingram hit 2 early three-pointers to get the Spurs going.
But the play of the game was Spurs forward Donovan Williams with that big-time dunk to help the Spurs get early momentum. Williams, a Texas and University of Las Vegas alum.
Very cool. So the Spurs would go on to beat the New Orleans Pelicans to improve to 3-0 in Vegas Summer League, and they play Philly tomorrow night. All right, how about this? East Central alum Melissa Smith is having a great season for the WNBA's Indiana Fever, and she will be back in Texas tonight for the Fever's game against the Dallas Wings.
Smith is averaging over 11 points per game and 7 rebounds for the Fever, who have turned their season around behind the star rookie Caitlin Clark. Tonight's game in Arlington will tip off at 7:30 at KSAT Sports. We'll be there to cover the game.
Yes, Mary Rominger will speak with Melissa Smith about her experience playing with Caitlin Clark and how the WNBA season has been going. Congrats to the former Hornets star.
From the Baltimore Orioles infielder Jordan Westberg.
Also, big congrats to New Braunfels High School alum Jordan Westberg, who played in his very first MLB All-Star game. He came in the 5th inning and played second base for the American All-Stars last night.
Yeah, really cool moment there. Westberg is having a breakout year for the Baltimore Orioles with 18 home runs and 73 RBIs. He got his first All-Star at bat there in the 7th inning. Well, the AL would go on to win this year's All-Star game at Globe Life Field in Arlington. That is the home of the Rangers.
Now, a big shout out to the McAllister Park 11 and under softball All-Stars who won the 11 and under state championship. The squad captured the state tournament up in Abilene with an undefeated record. Way to go, girls. 8-0.
That is really cool. So this is the first time in 14 years that the girls of McAllister Park have won the state title. And that Little League, of course, continues to produce some big-time softball and baseball talent across the San Antonio area.
My daughter's a softball player. We're gearing up for fall season. It's great to see the girls doing so well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and shout out to the softball team there, because I know a lot of times the boys there, the baseball team get a lot of, but yeah, they're obviously doing some big things there, McAllister Park.
Exciting to watch where they go next.
Absolutely, yes. All right. Coming up, the City Council will soon have a final say on a proposed buffer zone around the Toyota plant. But last night, the city's zoning commission voted against that plan. We're going to tell you what that means for the future of the zone next.
And could some of your favorite places to eat soon be getting a Michelin star? Coming up, we'll tell you why.
Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us on this Wednesday. While City Council will soon have the final say on a proposed buffer zone around the Toyota plant, but last night the city's zoning commission voted against that plan. The proposed industrial compatibility overlay district would restrict development in a buffer zone around the south side location. That zone would cover nearly 31 square miles and more than 2,800 properties. Most of those properties are zoned for residential use. Property owners have raised concerns for months about restrictions on using their own land. City staff recommended delaying the commission's decision to October, but landowners wanted an answer. The zoning commissioners agreed, but again, that is now up to the City Council. And unfortunately, it's not clear when the council will take up that proposal.
Right now on KSAT.com, San Antonio restaurants will be included in the first edition of the prestigious Michelin Guide Texas. Michelin and Travel Texas say they're expanding the guide, which puts together restaurant reviews with its globally renowned Michelin stars.
I think Texas and San Antonio in particular for years have been fighting to get on that global stage, and this is just one more reason and another kind of glorification of what we do in the restaurant industry to showcase to the world what we're capable of.
Michelin Guide inspectors are already visiting restaurants, and the guide is expected to be announced later this year.
I know Greg Popovich is excited about that one there. All right, check this out. Business in the front, party in the back right here. San Antonio boy wants to be known for that epic hair, those gorgeous locks. Every Quiroz is competing for the best mullet in America and has entered the USA Mullet Championship. Love this. The 9-year-old calls his hairstyle the Texas Waterfall. And he says he was inspired by his uncle. Okay, first round voting actually ends today, so go vote for Avery. We have a link to vote for this young man right now on KSAT.com. Look at that thing. That thing is glorious, Erica. No, we really want to pull for Avery here. Love that. All right, parents, listen up. It's never too early to prepare for the upcoming school year. There are so many ways to get school supplies over the Alamo City. Things like backpack giveaways are just one way that local districts and nonprofits are helping these families out. If you want to learn more information about how to get help for your student, just scan the QR code that you see right there at the bottom of your screen. And whether it is the aquarium or on our plates, folks definitely love them some fish. But there's more to them than that.
Yeah, the health of the local fish population often reveals the health of our ecosystem overall. That's why there are those who are there to count fish for a living. I read that right?
Yes, a fish census.
You will.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, Justin here, this is right up his alley there. He got the chance to wade through the waters out there, Cibolo Creek and Natural Bridge Caverns to see what this is all about. Take a look.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can get.
We had one earlier, but he got away.
Yeah.
Yep.
When it's 100 degrees, a dip in a creek ain't a bad thing. But in this case, it's important research.
It's a real-life science experiment. I love it.
That's right, man. It is. Glad y'all are here to participate in it.
There you go. Come on in. Let's go all the way in. All right, let's lift it up.
All right, a lot of little guys.
But it's not what most of us are used to when it comes to fishing. There's no pole. It's a seine net we're using. Surprisingly, in the drought-stricken spring-fed Cibolo Creek, there's quite a bit of fish, and that's a good thing.
Not only are we interested in studying the species that call the cave system home, we also want to know all about the species that live here on the ranch, on the surface as well.
That's Brad Wiest, owner-operator of Natural Bridge Caverns and its surrounding land. Fish, as it turns out, round out a long list of creatures being studied here.
So we've conducted studies of the frogs and the toads here on the ranch, on smaller lizards and reptiles, snakes. We've studied the bats.
Why, you may be asking? Well, healthy wildlife means that the land is in good shape, and the Wiests are intent on keeping it that way. To do this, they enlisted the help of Cody Craig, who specializes in aquatic biology.
I think right now we're up to 7 species. I wouldn't be surprised if we get, 15 or so species in this area.
He's taking a census of the fish population.
The bigger one is a common carp.
And this man knows his fish.
This is the huge gambusia, which is a western mosquito fish.
The amount, type, and size of fish is important.
Are these more, you said, lake species or spring species?
Yeah, these are more lake species just because of the flow conditions right now. We may see some different species like after a big rainfall event, or maybe a little bit closer to the actual springs.
It's this info that drives what happens next.
So let's say hypothetically we find some spring associated fishes. That could change and the conservation measures of Natural Bridge Caverns on, okay, what can we do to really preserve the spring flow, which is important to these spring associated fishes. So you can take conservation measures in that way, that's one example.
Turns out Cibolo Creek, at least this part of it, is pretty healthy. But that won't stop the Wiests from doing more research on what their property has to offer.
We want to learn what we have so we can be better stewards of the land and their habitat, and then we want to share that.
Oh,
that
wow,
is some
very
good
cool
stuff there. Justin Horn from Hurricanes to
He's
finding
out
out
there
about
in
the
Cibolo Creek, fish census.
I can't say that. Fish census, yeah.
Yeah, definitely a story that Justin enjoyed. I thought he was going to do maybe some noodling there for a little bit.
That's his next story.
Yeah, very cool. The Wiest family, they do a lot of great stuff out there at Natural Bridge. I had the opportunity to do that frog hunt with them overnight.
Yeah, they showed some of that frog stuff.
Yeah,
there,
that was pretty cool. So they definitely do a great job in terms of the ecosystem and conservation here in our area.
That's great to know.
Yeah. Mia, would you ever did you go in there?
I probably would to learn more about it. Like, I think it's so awesome. Like, yes, with the conservation stuff that they're doing, and even, like the Edwards Aquifer with the blind salamanders and things like that. Like, I just appreciate them so much. Respecting and trying to improve upon the ecosystems that we do have native to South Central Texas. All right, until then, we've got another hot one on tap this afternoon. 91 degrees right now over at the airport, feeling like 97. Winds are generally out of the south-southeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. I think that is going to be the theme into this afternoon as well. Here's a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast throughout the remainder of this Wednesday. 99 degrees, the forecast high temperature, so it is going to be another toasty one nearing that century mark. Again, feeling closer to 103 later on this afternoon. If you're stepping out for any evening plans, we'll gradually start to see those thermometers fall through the low 90s by 7 to 8 p.m. and then eventually into the 80s later on tonight. 40% chance for a few spotty hit or miss showers and storms tomorrow. Temperatures a little bit quote unquote cooler as a result in the mid 90s. More of the same temperature wise for the most part into Friday. Starting to see those uptick a little bit into the upcoming weekend as rain chances are more on an isolated basis. But yes, we could see some better rain chances return even on the other side of the upcoming weekend into early next week. So we'll have another check at that, plus a look at the tropics coming up in just a few.
Thank you, Mia. And happening today at the RNC, Vice Presidential nominee J.D. Vance will be taking the stage, how his performance could shape the GOP's opinion of Trump's pick next.
Welcome back. Well, tonight is the biggest night yet in the political career of Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, the former President Donald Trump's choice for vice president.
Yeah, Vance is speaking tonight at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. It's his chance to make a good first impression to GOP voters nationwide. Here's ABC's Perry Russum with the latest.
Tonight, vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance on center stage at the RNC, 39-year-old senator from Ohio, with his first chance to rally support for the Trump-Vance ticket. Vice President Kamala Harris releasing this video ahead of Vance's big night.
Trump looked for someone he knew would be a rubber stamp for his extreme agenda, and make no mistake, J.D. Vance will be loyal only to Trump.
Last night in Milwaukee, a Republican rotation of Trump's former rivals.
Let's send Donald Trump back to the White House.
Nikki Haley with a show of unity.
Donald Trump has my strong endorsement, period.
Haley was the last person to drop out of what became a heated and personal primary. Haley's supporters could be crucial in November.
We should acknowledge that there are some Americans who don't agree with Donald Trump 100% of the time. You don't have to agree with Trump 100% of the time to vote for him.
President Biden back on the campaign trail, still facing calls within his own party to step aside. In audio obtained by ABC News, California Congressman Adam Schiff privately warning donors what could happen if Biden stays on the ticket.
I do not think he is the best person to go into this election. I think if he is our nominee, I think we lose.
Biden telling BET he can't walk away now with the country this divided.
I think I've demonstrated that I know how to get things done for the country. There's more to do, and I'm reluctant to walk away from that.
The Republican Party says the focus today will include border security and the threats of China. We're also being told Ivanka and Melania Trump will be here tomorrow. Perry Russum, ABC News, Milwaukee.
And the convention continues for 2 more days. ABC will broadcast the Republican National Convention from Milwaukee. You can watch it live before the night be tonight, starting at 9 o'clock. You can also watch it right here on KSAT or on any of our streaming platforms.
Taking a look at live cam, it is going to be another hot day, but chances of rain. That's right, Mia?
Yes.
We'll take it.
For this time of year, we will definitely take it. Pretty dry out there this afternoon, but rain chances return to the forecast for some of us starting tomorrow. We'll talk about that a little bit more in depth coming up after the break. A quick check at the tropics for now, though. Tropical cyclone activity is still not expected over the next 7 days. As of the latest update in from the National Hurricane Center, one of the biggest reasons why is because of a big plume of Saharan dust that is pushing across the Atlantic basin. We're not expecting really any dust to potentially work into our area until maybe early next week, so we do still have some time. Yes, we'll get you another check at those rain chances and your extended forecast after the break.
Welcome back. Well, according to the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services, 50 kids have already drowned in Texas so far this year, and 2 of those are right here in Bexar County.
So this morning, we've been talking about water safety. We know it can be pretty costly to pay for a swimming lesson, so our Patty Santos went out looking for some options.
Swimming lessons can start off at $35 and up per class. It's not something many of us can afford.
So we started looking for some swim lessons, and it was quite expensive. I believe I saw like $150 for about 6 lessons.
That's the lowest price Ashley Patton found until she came across the free swimming lessons at the City of San Antonio pools.
Just that this is a blessing. Like I said, I didn't really have the extra money to afford to pay for some of the high prices that are around with the other sources of swim school, but I'm just very happy that we were able to get involved with this free.
All 24 pools around the city offer these free classes. Jaime Rivera suggests you register online first because classes fill up fast.
Well, they have to just wait and be patient. That's the only thing that I can say.
The third set of free classes will begin soon, so be ready with an account to sign up. Otherwise, you get added to a waiting list.
The limit per class for adults in the school age is 10 people. Whoever's get first, they go in a minute.
Kids as young as 6 months and up should start learning water safety, says Jaime.
When I was a kid, I took maybe 2 swim lessons, and I ended up like not hating the water, but I wasn't very comfortable in it. And so when I had my son, one of my goals was to get him to swim lessons.
Both of them are now more comfortable.
He's learning how to be taught, he's learning how to learn, and he's learning structure.
Parents trying to do this on their own can start off by helping the kids learn how to blow bubbles in the water, teach them how to float on their back, teach them how to kick their legs and use their arms, and remind them to always have an adult present when they're in the water.
That was Patty Santos reporting. Now, the YMCA offers 4 classes for $150 for non-members. You can also find a lot of helpful videos on YouTube. That's free, and access to city pools is also free.
Yeah, very important to get those kiddos used to the water early on in life so they don't get scared and they learn how to get some swimming in. Speaking of swimming, Mia, obviously a lot of people probably trying to beat the heat here, probably hitting up some pools, some lakes, some rivers, anything to stay cool.
All of the above. Today's going to be a day for it. Absolutely. Make sure that you wear the sunscreen, though. Our UV index is around 11 this afternoon, so it only takes 10 minutes to start developing a sunburn if you don't have properly protected skin. Just something to think about. And of course, stay hydrated. Take a look at high temperatures later on this afternoon. 99 here in San Antonio is what we're reaching for, so right near the triple-digit mark. More of the same over in Pleasanton. Are expected to hit 100 degrees. 102 out west in Del Rio, 100 in Eagle Pass, 94 in Rock Springs, so not as bad, but still definitely hot. 96 the forecast high later on today over in Kerrville. I bring this up because if you remember what you were doing this time last year, probably more of the same. Anything that you could do to stay cool. Take a look at high temperatures from July 17th to July 23rd. Back in 2023, we had just day after day of highs well into the triple digits. While yes, we'll be close to 100 degrees this afternoon, notice as we take a look at the remainder of the week and even into the upcoming weekend, highs are not going to be nearly as bad as what we were dealing with just 365 days ago. So that is a little glimmer of optimism out there, of course, with some rain chances returning to the forecast by tomorrow as well. So far this year, we've only seen 12 triple-digit days. Of course, you will also remember 2023 last year, we broke the record for the largest number of triple-digit days that we had seen in a given calendar year at 75. We're going to be close again this afternoon. We'll keep eyes on it, but after that, we're really not expecting any triple digits in the forecast throughout the remainder of the week. Let's do a check-in at rainfall with those rain chances returning so far this month, 0.93. That's what we've seen so far here in San Antonio in terms of rain. Already better than last year, where all we tallied up at was 0.17 in the rain gauge by the time all was said and done. By the way, the average amount of rainfall for July is just under 2.5 inches. So we'll definitely see what we can find, yes, tomorrow, but also into early next week, again, through the overnight as we see this weak front approach the hill country. A few showers will be possible by about 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning north of San Antonio, near Kerrville, Fredericksburg, parts of Kendall County as well. But then the slightly better chance for a few more of us arrives throughout the day tomorrow. 40% potential for some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Again, some heavy rain possible, some lightning, and perhaps some gusty winds through sunset. And then just isolated Friday and into Saturday before those rain chances start to come up a little bit more. So by Sunday, a 30% potential, and then Monday and Tuesday we'll bump it up to a 40% chance as well. So something to definitely keep tabs on looking ahead to the weekend and early next week. If we can find that temperatures a little bit cooler, closer to 90 degrees than 100. We'll be right back.
I mean,
All right,
SA Live
back.
just made our day.
Came through right here. Look at this.
Those hot dogs they were talking about earlier, this is one of them. This is amazing.
Barrio dog. This is El Gelito. I think that's how you say it. It's the Tijuana style barrio dog. Yeah, this thing looks delicious right here.
The smell is amazing. You girls, I mean,
y'all
I
came
tell you.
through.
Thank you.
Y'all came through for us, definitely. Lunch is served.
All for National Hot Dog Day, and here's who you have to thank, Chef Pablo Rios with Barrio Dog.
How we doing?
Yes, so we are going to get a taste of this Chicano comfort food, right?
Absolutely. We're ready for you.
And you have a deal?
We have a deal coming up.
All right, you got to stick around to find out what that is and look at those. Okay, speaking of hot dogs, we put a local chef to the challenge to get creative with hot dogs.
That's right. We've got Ashley Griggs here, and you stepped up to the challenge, and I'm guessing that it was a piece of cake. That's the name of her business, yes, okay. So?
It definitely was. We have a breakfast dog here, and then
you had to create a dessert dog.
Yes. I did.
We are going to see it's under here. You don't know what's in there. No
okay. Peeking. We're going to reveal what do you think is in a dessert dog, right? Also, speaking of hot dogs, now we're going over to wiener dogs. Yes, we have the Diamond Dachshund Rescue of Texas with us, and yep, they need some forever homes. Look how cute.
I know. We'll tell you all about them and how you can help. And also the Spurs are seeking some local restaurants to serve food, of course, at the Frost Bank Center during games.
Yep, they are only picking 12 restaurants. Do you have one in mind? Scan that QR code right there on your screen and weigh in. We want to know what restaurants you like and you'd like to see there serving some food during Spurs games.
All that and more when SA Live continues from historic Market Square.
All right, this is the third Wednesday in July. That means it is National Hot Dog Day. This is a time to celebrate one of America's best loved snacks. National Hot Dog Day was cooked up by the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council back in 1991. Didn't even know that existed, but good for them. There's still debate on whether you can call it a sandwich or whether or not ketchup belongs as a topping.
I'm gonna get slammed for this, but no, I'm not a ketchup fan on my. But anyway, whatever you call a hot dog is delicious. But however you enjoy it, be sure to share your favorite version on social media with the hashtag National Hot Dog Day. And look, I mean, RJ,
yes.
Tell us. I mean,
and again, shout out to our friends there, Barrio Dog. Are you sure? You want me to take a little? I'll
you
just
go.
do
Yeah,
a little bite.
dive in, RJ.
It smells so good.
That is good. That is good. It's called the Cholito.
There's just to get a lot of there's
mustard, ketchup, grilled onion, cheddar cheese,
garlic,
diced tomato, fried garlic.
Salsa verde. Cilantro.
Yes.
That's at least 8 toppings on that. There was at least 8 toppings.
Yeah.
And I feel like you
legit.
can smell each and every one of them.